So I posted my first day's test of playing Polybius, and I've gotten lots of responses. Lots of people are saying it's fake, which I agree with so far. I haven't felt any weird side effects from playing it or anything. I just thought it was an average arcade game. And even if it was a real arcade game that was made in the 80s and called Polybius, that would only confirm that the game is real. But all the stories about addiction, memory loss, nightmares, seizures, that could all be explained without the supernatural. Like all the stuff I talked about before, like the gamer who got sick while playing Asteroids, probably had more to do with him playing the game for so long and drinking lots of soda. With any game, you got to take a break. Speaking of which, I think I've taken a long enough break from Polybius, so I'm about to go back and play it some more. But first, I just want to read this really interesting email I got here, which I'm sure is a hoax, but either way, it's pretty interesting. So I'll just read it here. Big fan of your work, but I'll get straight to the point. Saw your Polybius Day 1 video. It's real, judging from cabinet and your description. Don't expect you to take my word, but it matches everything my father told me before he died. He worked for a secret government agency in charge of investigating unexplained phenomena. They found Polybius in arcade. They removed it to keep public safe, kept it contained in a secret facility. My father was in charge of looking after it and became infatuated with playing. It took over his mind. He was forced to leave the agency. Then he smuggled the game out. He hid it somewhere. He was sentenced to prison for federal theft. There died a raving lunatic. I never knew where he hid the game, but I've always believed he hid it in plain sight in another arcade. But it possibly sat in a back room. It was dull cabinet, no artwork. The owners possibly kept it in the back to leave more space for more appealing games on main floor. Now it ends up at the place you're at. You must not continue. I know this sounds silly, but please do not play further. You must destroy the game. Destroy it? I only do that to bad games. This game was actually pretty average, or I don't know. It's worth playing. Okay, giving Polybius another chance now. You know, I'm starting to think it's above average. A little bit. It's simple, but it's intuitive. I'm tempted to show it because it's really nothing crazy, but I just want to be safe. This is one of those games that repeats itself. In many of those old arcade games, you just play the same thing over and over again to get a high score. This is a lot like that. Not much left to say, so just one more game, and then I'll go home. Let it set on free play so I don't need any coins. So I've played through twice more now. Thrice, actually. And I'm beginning to see more merits in the gameplay. In fact, if you were to put this into perspective, if this actually came out in the 80s, I may rank it as one of the best classic arcade games. Alright, I'm getting ready to go home for the night. I think I have enough material here. Let me just see. Oh, how long have I been here? Jeez. Well, I've definitely gotten enough footage of me, that is. I know I haven't shown anything of the game, but even if I did, I don't think it would do it justice, because the thing is, when you play it, it doesn't demand any kind of urgent level of thinking. It's sort of like watching a waterfall flow. It's constant, predictable, natural. Okay, I really got to get going. I just switched the card here. This is number whatever. So I'm all set up. I'm ready for tomorrow, but I don't think there's much left to do. Although I remembered one tiny piece of trivia. Polybius, or Polybius, whichever it is, was the name of a Greek historian. He covered the rise of the Romans and invented the Polybius square, which is a form of code that translates letters into numbers by their placement on a grid. Well, it's very complicated to explain. Oh, sorry. I was going to say something, but I forgot. Oh, yeah. There's a little piece of trivia I remembered. Polybius was the name of a Greek historian. He covered the rise of the Romans and invented the Polybius square. Did I say that already? Okay, I'm done. Just one more game.